went in my capacity as the executive member of the Bermuda Olympic Association on the 26th of October and 27th of October of this year. I attended Pyeongchang, and there was 2 days of presentations from government organizations and the Korean organizations in regards to what they had done and put in place in regards to counterterrorism. The Korean military, police department, fire department went through some of their protocols and the work they've done to ensure the safety of all athletes involved. We visited all the sporting venues, the opening ceremony and the closing ceremony venues, and discussed all the sort of protocols put in place in regards to access and transportation. We went to the Olympic Village where the officials and athletes attended. I was quite impressed. It's a very nice setup. And they talked about, it's very secure in regards to who's allowed to go in, and the protocols and the sort of the accreditation process that are in place. I must admit that I was extremely impressed by the organization and attention to detail that the Koreans had done. It promises to be a very exciting Winter Olympics. It's an interesting setup. There's basically 2 sites, one up in the Alpine district, and then there's one down by the coast where they're going to be sort of the non-alpine events like ice hockey and ice skating and curling and things like that. All in all, it was just there to reassure the international Olympic community that they had security foremost and up front. Obviously, with the tension between North Korea and South Korea as it is, they're quite practiced at this sort of level of security and attention to detail. And we have 2 athletes going, and we will have a party of 7. And I'm comfortable that all that has been done to ensure the safety has been done. And we talked about sort of arrival protocols. Pyeongchang is a 3.5-4 hour bus ride from the airport in Incheon, so that has to be factored in. And then obviously we have one athlete who's doing cross country, Murphy, and he's within the sort of the Olympic main alpine village. And then we have a leisure who's doing moguls, which is about 40 minutes outside. So I got sort of an idea on what the logistics around transportation and support with that would be. And then a general discussion on sort of the protocols should something happen. The unlikely event of something happening, what the plans were, and that will be disseminated to the athletes and the chef de mission, Mike Murphy. But we're all, fairly confident that we'll represent Bermuda well, and that the athletes and the officials' safety has been maximized.
Well, that's your police background as well, so you would have been highly impressed with what you would have seen.
Certainly, yeah. I mean, the Korean military and police department are at a heightened state of awareness and have been dealing with North Koreans incursions over many years. Certainly, with recent international rhetoric around the activities, there was some pause for concern. I think people don't realize how much work is actually done behind the scenes to ensure the smooth participation of athletes in these major events. Obviously Bermuda's got a very small party, but you can imagine, the likes of Canada have 200 plus athletes, and the logistics about ensuring that each one is accredited, has a proper ID, and knows their timetable and all that sort of stuff involves a lot of work in regards to organization. The Koreans have bolstered the infrastructure around there massively. There was a new high-speed train put in, roads were improved. It's quite impressive, the work that has been done in such a short period of time.